Enough of this. Blah. Are you awake now?
I'm awake. And it's finally air conditioning season.
Right?
I
Finally.
don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing with the electrical increase, but couldn't wait any longer. How about you?
Uh, Mine's been on since February.
So,
Dude, I'm in menopause, so mine's on probably 12 months out of the year right
uh,
now.
I like to hold out. My family beats me up about it, but we came to an agreement this week.
No, we are like, got to have the comfort thing. But yeah, no, I mean, it's definitely swinging towards summer. And with that, there's some changes going on around town
Let's go.
for.
Welcome to the Brunswick Group Therapy Podcast with Lucas and Kimberlee.
Let's get right into episode number 105 then, okay?
Oh, we're in it, all right. Oh my gosh. So Brad Hoffman and a couple of others, because I had heard the rumor and a couple of you others sent pictures. It is the end of an era. It's the end of the you know what itty or
Sundance Saloon.
Rudy's. Yeah, Sundance Saloon, Rudy's, and somebody else said Coaches. I think it was called.
Before me, I don't
And it
know.
literally was old, and I think it was owned by coaches from high school or something. But that was before my time too, over 20 years ago, evidently. But buildings down, and some people went and actually went and got some bricks to remember that location. So farewell to the itty,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. So that property owner has been buying up the little pieces of land behind and next to it and has made quite a good sized patch. So they own that.
For
They own the
what?
woods to the left, all the way over to Red Onion, and then they own some of the little parcels right behind it. So that could be a large sheets. It could be a plaza. It could be.
Sheets.
I could think. I don't know.
What?
Sheets is expanding all over. I think that could be a Sheets. I don't know. That's just my guessing on the size and location. Could be
Yeah.
yeah, but it might be nothing. Might be. But
Hmm.
nothing's planned according to Brunswick Hills. Nothing submitted other than the tear down. So it's just probably the owner making the land look a little bit more attractive because that building needed to come down anyways.
Right. Definitely there. So this was kind of exciting, something different
Yeah.
for a change after the old, what was it, AutoZone, right?
Mm-hmm.
Changed to some sort of care facility. I don't know what it was actually.
Yeah, it was like the
Not daycare, but like senior for
Well,
seniors.
yeah, it was like the hub for a in-home assisted living
That's
service.
it.
Yeah.
Service. Yeah. They didn't put the people in the building.
No.
They went
Mm-mm.
out and served. But anyway, now in that same building over there on Pearl Road, right across the street from the middle school, is a Ducati dealership,
Yeah.
motorcycles. So,
Yeah. Ducati's very high end too, so it's nice to see that in Brunswick. According to their post, they do plan on having some motorcycle meets up there, so we'll be looking for that this coming summer.
yeah, definitely have the plaza, don't they?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They have the room for it, definitely. So, what's next on the agenda here?
Family Farm and Home announced their countdown on June 4th. They said 83 days. So I didn't do the
Hmm.
math, but about 3 months from now, we'll have Family
Yeah,
Farm and Home in the former Big Lots location over there in Laurel Square. That's pretty exciting.
it is. It is. And we actually reached out to them and then they returned the messages and we were going back and forth. And they're going to be on the podcast in the future. We're going to get a sneak peek of what they're going to have in there and probably do it on site so we can check it out for you guys.
That's exciting. And that's a family-owned store, right? It's not corporate.
It is. He said, my family and I
Hmm.
are opening this store. So that's the way he said it. So
Very cool.
we look forward to getting to know them a little bit better and, seeing what they have to offer.
Tell us about the update on the community garden. It looks like it's coming along. These plots look big and
Oh my
ready.
goodness. Yeah, they are. They are. We've had some stumbles along the way, but hey, we've never done this before. So we thank everybody for their patience. Had a really cool story sent to me the other day about Matt Bedard from Bedard Brothers Landscaping, who has been one of the huge contributors to putting this in, as well as MT Contracting, Sam's the Man Tree Service, Mapleside, Kurtz Brothers, and of course St. Patrick. We couldn't do it without the St. Patrick Episcopal Church, who donated the land to put this on. But anyway, he said he went and stopped the other day just to see how things were going.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a woman with her grandchildren there. And she said she didn't even care if anything grew. It's just the time that she was able to spend with her grandkids and teaching them to do something for others was priceless.
Oh, wow.
So that was really cool. So, I mean, obviously we hope stuff grows, and, it's a work in progress, and we'll make changes next year to stuff that did or did not work. But thank you all for your patience, and, thank you to all those that supported the efforts here. Stay tuned for more.
Very cool. Here's a couple other feel-good posts in the group. Maria posted that thank you to the guy behind me in line at the gas station who put $30 extra in my gas tank when he noticed all I had was a couple bucks in quarters to make it home. It made my week and paying it forward. God bless him. Thanks.
Awesome.
Yeah. Seen by
That's real awesome.
over 13,000 people. 670 people liked it and shared 5 times. It was very nice. People are still good in the world.
Yes. Love that. And then the other one, Mark wanted to let us know that he wanted to give a big thanks to the person who paid for their family's entire meal tonight. Took a great night out with the kids and made it even better. And not sure if he took pity on us for being at a restaurant with a 4-year-old and a 9-month-old or just felt super generous. But either way, they really appreciated a ton. And there's a picture of the 2 kiddos that are so adorable. And I'm sure they're so appreciative. So
Very nice. Wonder what restaurant that was.
I don't know. He didn't say, but wherever it was, I'm sure that's always appreciated. So
it is time once again for the Medina County Gazette's Best of the Best voting. Round 1 goes through June 15th. They got a bunch of Brunswick businesses listed here, but in my opinion, a lot of them are omitted. I don't know.
yeah, there's a lot missing. I mean, and if you look down in the comments, they were just talking about, sidelines and who else? Well, let's see. Chidzy's, Repair. I don't know. There was a whole bunch of them here that were not. So I don't know. But some people noted that Creative Cuts is celebrating 40 years. So we want to give a shout out to them. But there's a whole big long list. I went through category by category and made sure I got everyone. And I think I did. I don't think anyone was, did you know there's a mulch category?
No, I did not. What makes a good mulch?
I don't know. I'm sure we could ask Matt over at Bedard and he could let us know, or maybe Sam. I don't know. But good luck to everybody. You have until the 15th for the first round. So make sure you get out there and vote.
Or don't.
Maybe skip the mulch one. I don't know. All right, you're up on this one because you did a lot of work on this.
Not really. I just informed the community of what was going on. So last Friday, a group member messaged me and let me know about an ordinance that was on the agenda for Monday night's city council meeting. They wanted to pull back the Friday, Saturday, and by they, the police chief and city manager, wanted to pull back the hours from midnight to 10 p.m. on noise ordinance, specifically music. So I let the people know. They put it in as an emergency ordinance, which means that they don't have to wait the 30 days. It becomes effective immediately once it's voted on. And it looked like it was in for suspension of the rules, which means it would have been a one read, one vote thing. And a lot of people were upset as how quickly it went without any feedback. A lot of people were upset that they were trying to pull it back 2 hours. But they did table it Monday night and decided not to vote at all.
It got tabled tonight. In other words, we did. It's as if it never happened. We're thinking about it. We aren't sure what we're going to do in the future. But as it was presented tonight, it was pulled from council because we're not ready to make a decision on it. So it's not you can bring up you could still tell us how you feel,
Well,
like
right,
the
that's
other
why I
50
came up
emails
there.
I've gotten over the last
Right.
2 days and everything else. So
I think it was based on people's emails and feedback. I can't tell 100% because they're not really participating much in the group lately. But yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice to hear from some of the city officials again who have kind of went on vacation from the group, I guess you could say. We haven't seen them around or heard from them. So hopefully they will reconnect with everybody, or maybe some of the other officials will reconnect. But geez, 10 o'clock. The fireworks are just getting going at 10.
Yeah. I mean,
The heck?
the time wasn't really my concern. I mean, I think at 11 o'clock might be a happy medium. But mostly just kind of how it was presented, you know. I think there needs to be more engagement with the community. If they're going to do it, it should be 11 o'clock. It should be 3 readings. It should not be an emergency. No, I don't know. I think it's overused.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
I went to the council meeting on Monday night, and Nick Hannick said a lot of things, the vice mayor, and I do think that they're all working for the best interest of the community, but sometimes they just work too swiftly and don't get public's input. But
I just had this conversation with somebody the other day about why it takes so long for things to go in motion in government, shall we say. You know what I mean? Even local, you know, local stuff, and it just takes forever. And here's the exact opposite, that this was really just flying in, and you know, so hopefully, like you said, they can come to a happy medium. And not sure what that stemmed from. Somebody did say that Market 42 was making some noise with one of their outings, and it went till midnight or something like that. So I don't know if that's where it came from.
yeah.
Or
Councilman Hannick said there was a lot of misinformation, but he didn't really go into specifics other than somebody saying emergency meeting. And I didn't see the comment about emergency meeting. I saw emergency ordinance, so I'm not sure what other misinformation there was. And he also was pretty upset about people, name calling, police chief and the city manager and the other council, and was very vocal about them just trying to, make Brunswick the best it could be.
Yeah, that is, I don't know. I guess you and I have been called things. I've been called more things than you have.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're here for the community, but not, in their capacity, obviously. But although I think you're going to make a huge announcement, you're running for council or something for Ward 5, which
No, actually. So the 3 seats that are up in November for the November election are running unopposed. Nobody else signed up. You would have had to sign up in January for the primary. So we already know they're going to be running unopposed in November.
oh, wow.
And then the next opportunity is 2 years from then. You'd have to get your thing in for 2 wards. 2 wards will be up for re-election. So you have to live in those wards, and you got to start thinking about that in a year if you want to be a council person. Meanwhile, I'll stick to the non-existent Ward 5 and just hang out on the sidelines, keeping people informed.
Exactly. And here's my take on that whole thing. I have been asked and encouraged and poked to maybe even run for trustee in the township. And that will never happen. It will never happen because I think if you or I got into a official capacity kind of thing, our hands are tied on a lot of things. I just think we can do more good for the city without our hands being tied, or for our community, township and city, obviously. But, there's a lot of red tape and stuff like that. I think once you become a city official or a township official. So,
Yeah.
but that's my take on it. I just think that I can do more good without that label and that red tape. So,
Most of the time, I agree with that.
yeah.
All right, let's get on with it. I think we talked about that enough.
All right, fine. Let's see. Oh, this is a fun one. Um, landscape trucks or service vehicles on a 2-lane busy road. We found out, and actually some of the people that posted this, Charles and a few others, I found out they actually called the police department to ask about this.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as it's not a long-term parking and they're providing a service, which this landscape company was, and they were in and out of there 10 or 15 minutes, something like that, then they're good to go. The cones were out. They did everything legal. And the officers said, you're good to go. So,
I don't
because
know.
they called too. They called too and wanted to make sure
Yeah.
so that they were not, and then somebody sent me a picture of a landscape company that was working on Grafton, and it must have been like an all-day project, and the trailer was sitting on Grafton Road for the entire day, like hours.
Mm.
So, I mean, that I probably would have a problem with, but 10, 15 minutes.
Well,
You
that
sound
was,
like you don't
well, that was
agree.
quite. Well, I don't know. I know there's an ordinance that says you can't park on certain streets. There's like 7 or 8 listed. Hadcock and Grafton are one of them. I just haven't seen, and I don't know every single law of Brunswick, Ohio, but I haven't seen one that says servicing vehicles could park on the street. I'm not saying they shouldn't, because where else are they going to park to mow these people's lawn? But I don't know if there's an exemption for vehicles doing service.
Well, and I don't know if there's a loose interpretation, and it's up to the discretion of the PD maybe,
Yeah.
but they're there for 10 or 15 minutes and have cones out and everything,
Get over it.
Yeah, well, kind of. I
Kind of,
mean,
right? Yeah.
it wouldn't be the first time somebody complained about stuff they need to get over, but it won't be the last either. So,
All right.
all right, let's get over it.
Yeah, let's take a break. Let's head over to Roger at Houndstown and check out Comanche. He returns back from Berea Animal Rescue looking for his forever home. Let's check him out.
Hey guys, it's Roger from Houndstown. Hopefully you're having a great week. Just wanted to touch base this week. We actually have a repeat visitor. Comanche is back with us from Berea Animal Rescue. He's a 2-year-old German Shepherd mix. Does well with the other townies that he's been playing with this week. Doing well overall, and just would love to have anybody who might be interested in possible adoption reach out to us to arrange a meet and greet. You can do that by calling us here at Houndstown. Our number is 330-460-3052. We'd love to have you come in and meet Comanche and see if it is a good fit. And then also just remember, we do offer overnight boarding and also daily daycare services here at Houndstown. As we head into the summer, getting very busy with boarding. So if we can help you with overnight boarding accommodations or even daycare, and you have not been in to visit us before, we do give you a free day of doggy daycare to check us out. Plus, we have to have all new dogs come in to do an evaluation. So again, if you're interested in any of our services, want to learn more about us, or more importantly, hopefully interest in Comanche, please reach out to us. Our number here at Houndstown, 330-460-3052. Have a great day, and we'll be back at you next week with another update.
And that's Comanche. He's a 2-year-old German Shepherd mix with a heart of gold. You can reach out to Roger at Houndstown or Berea Animal Rescue if you'd like to take a closer look at him.
I just love his pictures every week with his Roger grinning and the dog in the background. It's like the same photo every week with a different dog. I love it. I love it.
He must
love
go
it,
pick
love
him
it.
up or something.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. So, all right, let's head into it. Let's talk about things to do in the 212.
Not a whole lot going on this weekend. I think it's graduation party weekend and stuff like that, but we do have some events, starting with the Draft House Thursday night tonight from 6 to 9 p.m. It's Island Troy providing great island music, and the Draft House will be providing their great food and drinks. That's from 6 to 9 on Thursday, tonight.
And tomorrow night from 6 to 10. Ooh, they made it just in time. They're done at 10 o'clock, so they're good. Old School in concert over at Mapleside. That's going to be like the brunt of the jokes now. Let's see. Over at Mapleside Farms, they are ramping it up again. They're offering food options, food trucks, and gates open at 6 o'clock. Concert starts at 7. Beer, wine, and food will be available. No outside food or beverages of any kind allowed inside. No pets, no guns, and no fireworks. So if you're interested in getting tickets, they can be purchased at the gate the day of the show if they're not already sold out. But I would just go online and grab mine just in case.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Yep. And then Saturday at 8:30 p.m., Shadow of a Doubt is playing at Manzo Sports and Spirits, 65 Pearl Road, playing Tom Petty in Wilbury Classics. And that'll probably go on until 11. Be my guess, 8:30 to 11. Yeah, good times.
Yeah, and a little bit earlier in the evening on Saturday from 5:30 to 8:30, head over to Bianca's. And wait a minute, it says we'll be singing Bianca's June 14th. Wait, oh, here it is. Girls with Squirrels.
Girls with Squirrels.
Girls with Squirrels will be over at Bianca's Italian restaurant from 5:30 to 8 this Saturday. Let's see what it says about them. Just says come out early, get some dinner, and reservations are always appreciated, it says. In sweet singing. That's pretty much all it says.
Mhm.
Girls with Squirrels. Okay.
I think the name says enough.
Yeah. It's an interesting name. It's an interesting name. So maybe head over there and see what they're all about. Again, Saturday, 5:30 at Bianca's.
No music, no live music on Sunday for Drafts for Dads over at the Brew Kettle. But there'll be plenty of dad-worthy puns and great beer, delicious food, and specials. So you can check that out. It starts at 11 a.m. over at the Brew Kettle to celebrate your dad.
I heard if you tip the bartender, they'll croon a tune. So
Really?
yeah. Oh yeah. I'm sure. I'm absolutely positive. The more you tip them, the louder they sing.
All right.
You know that, did you?
No.
All right. Anyway, moving along. Miss Stephanie from the Pickled Pineapple is doing some stepping outside of the face painting thing and doing some other stuff now. Cocktails and Coloring at Niners Diner is coming up Wednesday, June 18th at 6 o'clock. It's only $25 per person, and there's a coloring contest with a grand prize basket. So grab your favorite crew and head over there. It's a night of coloring on the patio paired with a complimentary cocktail. Tons of trendy coloring books to pick from, along with a ton of markers and pens and pencils and all that stuff. And there's even one that has swear words in it.
Nice. For $25 with a free cocktail, it's a pretty neat event.
Right?
Pretty reasonable.
Yeah. Grab dinner and you're good to go.
And then save the date for this, Wednesday, June 25th, over at Gandalf's Pub in Valley City. That's on Center Road. They'll be donating 10% of your check, lunch or dinner, to Buckeye's Mission and Dog Sanctuary. You can find more information at gandalfspub.com, but set aside Wednesday, June 25th to help support Buckeye Mission and Dog Sanctuary.
So another save the date that we need you to put on the calendar is next month, July 26th. It's going to be a Christmas in July event over at the Courthouse and Ignite Brewing. This is a event sponsored by B3, the Businesses for a Better Brunswick, Ignite Brewing, Lumberjack, and NEO Extreme Games. I found out that tickets are going to be only $15, and that entitles you to open play in the courthouse from 11, and I think we're going to go to 4. This says 3, but I think we're going to go to 4. There's going to be lots of baskets for raffle, and Santa will be there, and we're also going to do Stuff the Bus that day. This is actually a fundraiser for Brunswick families in need at Christmas, and we're happy to be sponsoring with Brunswick Hills Police Association to make this happen. So we're excited about this. Tickets are on sale. Look for a post soon, but they are on sale only $15, which is, I think, an
Yeah.
amazing deal.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, if you wanted to try it out or the kids wanted to try something different, they can go down there and literally try anything that's down there.
All right. That's it. Is that it? That's all I got.
Is that it?
I think so.
We're done already?
I mean, it's reasonable. The events weren't, we talked a lot at the beginning.
Yeah, we did. Every once in a while we talk a lot, but if you're tired of hearing us talk, we want to hear from you guys. So go to brunswickgrouptherapy.com, look for the microphone in the lower right-hand corner, give us a shout out, tell us what you want to talk about. We may even put you on the show.
Yeah. And with that, take care, Brunswick. Bye.
All right, see you guys.
As always, I want to thank you for checking out the Brunswick Group Therapy podcast and for supporting local Brunswick area businesses. If you enjoyed your time, please check us out online at brunswickgrouptherapy.com, where you can continue the conversation with a voice message that may be featured on future podcast episodes or posts. You can also follow us on our Brunswick Group Therapy social media pages on both YouTube and Facebook. If you own or manage an area business and would like to be featured in an upcoming Brunswick Group Therapy podcast, please reach out to Kimberlee or I through any of our social media pages. We are passionate about supporting local, and it's the reason for this podcast.
Thank you for joining us for another therapy session. A reminder that the views, thoughts, and opinions expressed on this program are solely those of the participants and do not represent any business, group, employer, or organization. The material and information presented here is for general information and entertainment purposes only.